Hello, everyone. My name is Stephanie McPhail. I'm the expert in helping brilliant women date up. We specialize in helping women who are successful in every other areas of their lives except for relationships get the tools they need so they can learn how to thrive. So today we're going to talk about why is it that we sabotage our ability to have success in relationships. A lot of us might be thinking that we are just doomed to create unhealthy relationships without realizing that we're actually sabotaging any chance that we have of creating something healthy. And like whenever we do these lives, if any of this resonates for you, let us know in the comments your thoughts. We'd love to hear from you if this resonates or just what your thoughts are in the comments. So, one of the biggest things, and I'm going to really focus on this one particular topic, the biggest reason, hands down, why we sabotage our success to create healthy relationships is fear. Fear, number one reason why we don't create healthy relationships and we sabotage ourselves when we try to do it. So a lot of you might be like, okay, fear, got it, Stephanie, what do you mean exactly by that? So there's a few different reasons or different ways that fear comes out. So one of them is the fear that we are too broken. There is something so wrong with me that I cannot create something healthy. So then we sabotage any ability to do that. So the big thing is I'm too broken, that negative thought in our head that we are incapable of creating something healthy. We are too broken to do it. So then we don't take the steps that we need to do in order to create that healthy relationship. Or if we do, we start sabotaging any possibility of creating that type of success that we think we're looking for, that we say that we're looking for. Number two, we feel like we are too much. Has anyone ever been told that you're too much? You're too opinionated. You have too strong of feelings. You're too successful. Some men that are, we'll call them men. That's a loose term in this sense, right? No, normally those are boys. They're too intimidated by our success. So we've been told by these people that are insecure themselves that we are too much, or we are told as women that we should behave in a more feminine way, and successful women don't react that well to that because we're not used to doing that. We go out and we create what we want. We do what we need to do in order to be successful. So we are often told that we are too much from people that have their own insecurities, that aren't doing well for themselves, and that really are just trying to break us down instead of actually trying to work themselves up and create something better for themselves. They might be jealous of our success. They might be intimidated by our success, but those people will say that we are too much and make us believe, because from the time being a young child, being told, you're too much, you are boisterous, you have strong opinions about things, it's a little bit much. And so you hear that over and over again. You start dating people that also parrot those same things, and you start to believe it. You start to think, well, maybe I am too much, especially when we've never had a healthy relationship. We start to think that really maybe that is the issue. But again, it all goes back to fear. Number three, the reason why we are not able to create success and we sabotage any chance of doing that is because we are attached to the person that we are. Let me say that again. We are attached to the person that we are, the person that we think we are. If we say to ourselves over and over again, I am the person that has toxic relationships. Does anybody resonate with that? Like when they think about themselves, hey, I'm the person who's successful everywhere, but I'm not successful when it comes to relationships. What if we took that away? What if we took away that you being the person who was successful everywhere, but in relationships? Who would you be? Who would you be if you weren't that person? And so even though we might have parts of us that are like, well, but I want to be in a healthy relationship. I want to have it all. I want to be successful in my life and my career and my health and my wealth and all of those things. But we've never been able to create that type of success. So we become identified as the person who is successful everywhere except for relationships. We are committed to that person. We keep doing things that a person who is not successful in healthy relationships does. That definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. But on one side, we're like, oh, I really want to have a healthy relationship. But then on the other side, we keep doing exactly the same thing that's causing us not to be successful. Again, going back to fear. Now, here is the thing. A lot of us, because we are successful, we try things. Maybe we get therapy. Maybe we Maybe we tried the coaching. Maybe we've watched the podcast or listened to the podcast. We've watched the videos. We've read the books. We've done all those different things. And we'll say to ourselves, I've tried everything. That's one of my favorite phrases that people will say before they start working with us. I've tried everything and nothing has worked. Well, if you've tried everything, then something will have to work. If you've literally tried everything, then something will actually work. But here's one of the things that we do to sabotage. We pay for the coach, we pay for the therapist, we read the book, we whatever, but we half-ass it. We half-ass it. We don't really fully commit to working on ourselves because of the fear. Because again, who will I be if I'm not that person in toxic relationships? So we hire these people and we read these books and we do these things, but then we don't actually implement any of the things that we need to do. And then in our brains, we say, oh, I've tried everything and nothing has worked for me. Oh, see, I might as well just suffer through these toxic relationships. It's just not possible for me. And we go back into that victimization of ourselves and we feel like it's not possible. But the reality is that we might not have, number one, literally tried everything because we haven't gotten the right type of support. We haven't looked for the right type of support. Or number two, we've gotten the support, but then we've half-assed it and we haven't actually followed through with what experts have told us to do in order to create that change. And it's because we're afraid of our power. So, it's really interesting because, a lot of us don't want to admit that we don't know what we don't know. We don't know everything. Ladies, guess what? It's okay not to know everything. When you became successful at your career, it's not because you just automatically knew how to do it. It's because you got training and you learned how to. But a lot of us never got training in that creating healthy relationship aspect. But then we forced ourselves to try to figure it out and we don't actually create it. So because we don't actually know how to do it. So we're sabotaging any possibility because we're afraid to look weak. We're afraid to ask for help. We're afraid to tell anyone like, hey, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to create this healthy relationship. And trying to figure it out on our own just sabotages our chance of actually being successful. There is a number one way for everyone. This is above brains. This is above anything else, education, anything else you can think of. That's not really what's going to make people successful. What's going to make people successful is grit. Grit. And what do I mean by that? That determination to keep trying and figuring it out. Now, grit doesn't mean you keep trying the same wrong things over and over again, trying to make something different come out of it. Grit means, hey, I tried this way. This didn't work with this expert, with this knowledgeable person, and it hasn't worked. I've done all the things that they said, but maybe that person thinks differently than me. Maybe they're coming from a different aspect than what we maybe could understand, or they're not coming from the same place we are. So now, hey, I'm going to try it this way instead. And we keep persevering. We keep trying. We keep attempting to go out there. People who have grit will be successful. Let me say that again. People who have grit will be successful because they're in for the long haul. They realize that they can be successful. They just need the right tools and they need the right support. And if we would have been able to figure it out on our own, we would have been able to do it. So I hope this resonates for people that are watching. I see a little comment come in. When you reached out to friends for support and have burnt bridges because you keep going back to the person they're running from, that's a great way of sabotaging our success. Because we keep reaching out to our friends and family that aren't experts in healing from toxic relationships. They don't really know what to do. They get frustrated and tired because they don't actually know exactly what to do. We go to what's comfortable, to what we know, which is the toxic relationship. And again, we say that we've tried everything to break the cycle of toxic relationships, but we don't follow through with what we know we need to do because we don't have the mindset for it. Again, we don't have the tools. We don't have the right support to do it. So thank you for sharing that, because that's definitely true. If this is something that you're like, you know what, Stephanie, you're right. I am sabotaging myself. I keep telling myself that I'm trying everything and anything to really create a healthy relationship, but I'm not actually following the things I need to do. That's mindset. That's mindset. That's our thinking, our ability to make better decisions for ourselves. And David is amazing at mindset. And actually what he just does with Psyche actually changes us at that negative subconscious level to something more positive. So we simply don't feel that negativity anymore. So we simply feel more empowered, come from a more empowered place. And then we can help give you the tools that you need to now start making different choices for yourself. And if you do start to self-sabotage, we can call you out on it so that we can bring you back in the right direction to get you where you need to be. So if this resonates for you and you're tired of trying to figure it out on your own, you're tired of sabotaging, you're realizing, hey, I've got that grit and determination to do whatever it takes to create a healthy relationship for myself. I am willing to do it. I just need the right direction, the right support, the right tools. Comment the word support in the comments, and someone from my team will reach out to you to find out more about what's going on and whether or not you are a good fit for our programs. And let's get going. Let's make today the day that you decide I'm no longer going to sabotage myself, and I'm going to do exactly what I need to do, put the right energy into the right steps in order to create my best life and learn how to thrive in all areas of my life. Hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will see you inside. Bye, everybody.